It's Around the Henny, brought to you by the all-exclusive network with Y.I. Mogul, Eddie Law, and Terrence J. We're going to start you off with a shot.
Yes, sir.
Get it. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Well, we got a special show planned for you guys today. We're doing a salute to Black women in sports. So we got a couple guests coming on today, so we're definitely excited. This first guest, she attended Chaminade Julienne High School in Dayton, Ohio, went on to play for the Ohio State University, and also ended up being drafted by the Seattle Storm, and that is definitely lit, all that stuff there. So I'd like you guys to welcome the one and only Brandy Hoskins to the show.
Welcome, welcome.
Brandy Hoskins, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, welcome to Around the Henny.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. First and foremost, how's everything going? How are you? How's the family?
Everybody's good. Fortunately, everybody healthy, and
That's great. That's great.
It's going well for me. So thank you.
Amen. That's solid. That's solid, man. So definitely got a lot of great stuff to talk about. We're doing, obviously, today is a special show. We're doing a salute to women in sport, Black women in sports, and you definitely are a dope individual. Got a lot of great history. So my first question is, like, how was it being inducted into the Chaminade Julienne Hall of Fame?
That was a blessing. I learned a lot from CJ. I was actually overseas when I found that I was getting inducted. That was a blessing. We had, I think, playing at CJ, we probably lost 7 games in 4 years. It was a blessing. I had a bunch of great teammates. I had a great coaching staff, but just being inducted at a great school like that was an honor.
Word. And you from Dayton, Ohio, right?
Yeah, I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Dayton, stand up.
I know that's right.
Yes. Brandy, you helped the United States win the gold medal in 2005, 2006 in the World University Games. How was that experience, and can you tell me if it was like a cultural shock or something getting over there?
That was my first time out the country, and I think we were in Turkey or whatever. First of all, it was definitely a culture shock. I remember us having to walk around with our book bags in front of us.
Oh wow!
And take them. The food was different. I remember that was my first time. They had holes in the ground where you would have to go pee at.
Oh wow!
Shambles.
I'm never leaving the country again. That's what I was thinking, of course.
Yeah.
But that was a culture shock, but it was a blessing playing. I played with if y'all keep up with women's basketball,
I love it.
Justice, Captain Poindexter, and stuff like that. It was a blessing. Like, I was able to play with those girls and win a gold medal. That was an honor. That's one of probably the highlights of my career.
That's solid.
Thank you.
Kind of like in Afghanistan when the peeing in the ground and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was crazy for me. I'm like, I'm never leaving the country again.
Exactly.
I mean, it was a blessing just being over there and being able to compete with those type of girls. Like that was a blessing for sure.
Definitely.
Brandy, I wish I could have my niece here with me right now because she's a graduate from Chaminade Julienne. And I admire you. I think you're awesome. And I'm pretty sure she needs to learn more about you as well, being that she's a graduate from there as well, what you've done for that school. But what I want to ask you is, being from Ohio and staying in Ohio and playing ball, how was that? Did you feel any pressure at all? Or were you more relaxed being you were playing close to home?
I think it was a little bit of both. It was pressure because when I got to Ohio State, the girls program wasn't like on the map or anything.
Right.
And I always told my dad when I was picking my school that I was gonna go to a college that I can make a difference at. Because of course you can go to Duke. I had offers to go anywhere, but I wanted to be the one to help get it on the map. And I also wanted to be the person that my mother and father could come and see me play. That meant a lot to me. But it was, I mean, my freshman year at Ohio State, I think we lost like 6 or 7 games in a row. I'm like, oh, I done made the wrong decision.
Hell no. Hell no.
Now we're losing that in one season. Like, it was definitely crazy. But like, no, I think I made the right decision. Because again, my father, he's been to like, I think my father missed one of my college games. Like he was traveling from UCLA, he was everywhere. So like that was beneficial for my parents. And I just wanted to go to a school where I could help like make it big. And I think like me and like Jessica Davenport, who's from Columbus, like we ended up winning 3 Big Tens in a row after my freshman year, went to Elite Eight and stuff like that. So I always wanted to be a person that like made a difference as opposed to just getting on the team and being one of the few. Like one of the few.
Oh wait.
Hey, I'm very honored right now to have a McDonald's American on our show.
Exactly.
Y'all funny. Thank you.
And that's, and that brings to my next question. Like, how was it being recruited by the Ohio State University? Like, what was your favorite thing about Ohio State?
I think my favorite thing when I walked in when I got to go to Coach Foster or whatever, because you do your home visits. Sorry, that's my dog.
Oh, you good?
Home visits and stuff like that. When I seen Coach Foster, he was like, "Hey, we're gonna win." Like that meant a lot to me because I had talked to Pat Summitt, I had talked to Gino, and of course they were used to winning. So going there, I just would have been another person. But when Coach Foster looked me in the eye, like, "Hey, we're gonna win," and my dad, like, and of course that to me meant a lot because I knew he wanted it just as much as I wanted. I just talked to Coach Foster maybe like last week, and he told me, he said, out of all the players I coached, he said, "You're still one of the most competitive players I've ever met." And like that meant a lot to me because I was used to winning. Like I'm the person that if I'm playing my grandma one-on-one, I'm gonna beat my grandma one-on-one.
Right.
Like so I just wanted like I said, I'm somewhere and make a difference.
Straight up.
I'm that type. Like I'm super competitive because like I wasn't blessed with athleticism. Like I can't jump, can't run. Like
shit, I can't tell.
No, I didn't play. Like, but I was one of the kids. I tell the kids now. Like I was obsessed with basketball. If I wasn't playing, I was watching. I was just learning little tricks so I could get ahead. Like I was 100% obsessed. My dad was the type that had me in the gym making 500 shots a day, 5th and 6th grade on up. So like I was 100% obsessed with it. And I just like when Coach Foster told me like we're gonna win. Like what you come, he said be the Pied Piper. And that was a story he told me. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to go there, and I was honored to be recruited by them. It was an honor to be recruited by anybody. Yeah. But I wanted to make a difference in Ohio State.
Hey man, ain't nothing like the Buckeyes, man. Hey, I'm in Atlanta. And every time I see them UGA, because I live in Atlanta, every time I see them UGA fans, like, man, OH, man, y'all don't want no smoke with Buckeye Nation, man. Nobody wants smoke, man.
I'll be down here going crazy for all the sports. That's football. Like
straight up,
going crazy. I'm 100% a Buckeye.
Yes, straight Buckeye up. Born and bred. I'll be a Buckeye till I'm dead.
Straight up.
Right.
Come on now.
I know that's right.
Miss Hoskins, Brandy, I know you made a lot of shots in your career because clearly at one time you was leading the Big Ten in field goal percentage in any given period of time. And what's your most memorable shot that you wish that you could get back, if any?
I think it was my junior year against Michigan State. I missed the jump shot. I came off the pick and I had like one of my favorite shots and it rolled in there. We lost by 1. I was ready. I was so hurt because it was supposed to be for our best 3-point shooter, but she couldn't get open. I'm like, okay, great, it's my time. I got this. Yeah. But got to my favorite spot and it rolled in and out. And I just remember my heart breaking. I'm like. That still bothers me though. But I wish I could have made it.
So Brandy, I want to get a little personal. What kind of dog do you have and what?
Oh man, I got a killer. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'll show y'all. It's a little nothing. Here, let me see. Here. It ain't really turn. So that's who's making all the noise.
Oh yeah.
It's a little pit bull and it's mine, but it's my little baby. It's a Yorkie.
Okay.
That's solid.
So like, what was your I'm in the WNBA moment? Obviously, 2007. You went to the Seattle Storm. That's got to be like that's a major accomplishment for somebody like yourself who loved basketball to go to the the highest level. What was your I'm in the WNBA moment?
Mine was actually a little different than most people because I didn't go to the draft. I had tore my Achilles 6 games before that, before the draft. So I didn't even think I was going to get drafted. And I think we were number 3 in the country, and I had just tore my Achilles. So I don't know. I think I was a little devastated, but I was rooting for my teammate. Like I said, Jessica Davenport, she was probably number 2 pick. And I knew had I stayed healthy, I'd probably be number 5, number 6. But when I tore my Achilles, I just figured I didn't have a chance. So I was actually sitting at home, and I was watching, like, you know, they didn't have it live, so I was watching names scroll across the screen. And I seen mine, like my mom and my dad called me at the same time I was calling them. Like, I told you to make it.
Amen.
So it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Like, it was a blessing. Like basketball has done so much. I always say I'm just super, super grateful. I've met so many people. I've been able to achieve all of my dreams, and that's why I'm so big on hard work. Like I tell all the kids that I train, like, I'm 35 years old and I've never had a real job. Like, I just retired like 2 years ago, and now I'm full-time training kids, and that's been a blessing because it's growing and growing and growing. So my WBA experience was a little bit different because, like I said, I didn't expect to get drafted, but it worked out fine.
That's solid.
Let's go.
Thank you.
The change, pretty much try to change gears. Like T said, he want to get a little personal. What is the hardest lesson that you learned in life on or off the court?
Hardest lesson. On the court is probably that you can't win them all. Because I always was big on hard work, so a lot of time I always thought that would take care of everything, like, on the court. So like I said, when I missed that shot, I'm like, but God, I done practiced the shot a billion times on my own. Like, on the court, it was, I had, because I was the one that was still overseas playing. I'll still be upset after the game, knocking stuff off the table. And they're like, you gotta relax. I just always been competitive. Like I said, and I think I got that edge because in college, when I got there, everybody was, I had players that could jump up and touch the rim and stuff like that. Like, I couldn't do that. So my edge was always feeling like my hard work would take care of everything. So just having to accept, like, you can't, you're not going to go 5,000, like, you're going to take some losses and stuff like that. So on the court, it was that. And then off the court, just being grateful for everything. Like I'm one of the people that I count all of my blessings. Like, I'm like, my friends, especially my mom and dad. My mom passed like 8 years ago. So just being like knowing that time is short or whatever, and just being grateful for everything that I have. I'm big on like just telling God thank you at random times throughout the day.
Amen. No, that's fact.
So Brandy, when did it start clicking for you? What grade? What age?
What age did it start clicking?
Yeah, to where you like, okay, I'm here now and I got it. Because I heard you say that you wasn't the most athletic, you couldn't jump the highest, and so you had to really work at it. You and your pops had to put in the work. So when did it start clicking to where you felt yourself like, okay, I'm here now, I'm getting it?
I don't know. Because everybody played, because I started off playing with God boys for a couple years. Everybody was always better, but when it clicked, I knew when I played hard that I was the best player on the court. So I don't know if it just clicked like, you that stuff, because I was always humble. Like I could have 30 points, and my dad like, well, you could have did this, did that. So he always kept me humble. I was never one of the players that was like, oh, I'm not going to practice today, or I'm not going to shoot these shots with my dad, because he would have me in the gym before and after practice. Like, and of course, some days I would be upset, but I always tell him, like, he the reason why I'm here now. But I don't think it ever clicked like, oh, well, you this and that. It just always like keep pushing, like keep pushing. I was always honored to be like, oh, well, you a McDonald's All-American, you a Nike All-American, but it never just clicked on me like, oh, well, you just that. I just wanted to keep grinding. Like I didn't never want to be satisfied, and that's a message that I try to tell the kids that I work out. Yeah. Don't ever be satisfied, because you can start telling kids when they in 9th and 10th grade how good they are. 5th and 6th grade, then they could be a senior in high school. They're just as good as they were in 5th and 6th grade. My mom and dad, they never put that mentality in me to be comfortable. So I knew I was good because I was receiving accolades, but I never was satisfied like that.
Father's Day just passed, so I hope you got Pops a great Father's Day.
You already know. I'm every day Father's Day for my dad.
Yes.
I'm so close to my dad. I talk to my dad literally like 20 times a day. I go over there. I make sure I clothes, shoes, cards, cakes. Like that's my dad. Like especially since my mom is gone, like we're always close. So now it's just me and my dad and my siblings. But like no, Father's Day is every day for my dad. I tell him every day 10 times that I love him, and I'm grateful for him.
That's real.
For sure, that's my baby. That's my best friend.
Oh yeah,
that's real. And I know I see in an interview that you had back when you was in college, when you was at Old State, you was like you enjoyed writing poetry, and that you like writing like lyrics, musical lyrics. Do you still do either one of those?
I be freestyling still. I love freestyling, but I write poetry all the time because like I think that's the kind, like that's how I like relax myself.
Yeah.
Like, and it don't have to be certain subjects or whatever, but I love to write. I got that from my mom. But like when they put on a beat to freestyle, I'm going.
Okay.
But I got that from my mom.
Hey, that's solid.
Cipher.
Yeah, Fab, I said you about to have us how you drop spin something.
Nah,
Oh,
but I love it though. I write every day. I rap. I love that stuff.
That's
the side that
that's something that's in you, man. We love
yeah,
it.
exactly.
For sure.
I got a couple quick hitters for you, Brandy.
Okay.
Top 5 artists right now of your all time.
For me, I love T.I., Drake, Meek.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Rick Ross, my guy. And of course, Jay-Z. Jay-Z
Yes,
at the top of that list. That's my 5.
Mr. Carter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah.
Big Luther or Lil Luther?
Look, you said Big Luther or Little Luther? Oh,
Yeah.
who are these people?
I'm about to say
What you mean? Oh, you talking
Luther
about
Vandross. Yeah, come on now.
You're shady. I'm like, who is that?
I'm like, wait a minute. I was already. I'm like, it's 2 Luthers.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. See,
It's 2 of them.
I'm gonna go with Big Luther. I guess he's a little bit more relevant than a little bit more. I like them both though.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Man. Nah, that's solid, man. Hey, well, we definitely T, you got anything else?
No, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, I think we need to take a shot for B one time.
Yeah, one time.
Go ahead and take a shot.
Yeah, salute to black female athletes.
I would have took a shot with
yeah. You good money. We gonna drink for you and celebrate you,
I
queen.
appreciate that.
Definitely, man. Big up. Shout out to Dayton, Ohio. Shout out to CJ Chaminade.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Ohio State University. You know what I'm saying? Seattle Storm. What's the team you played for over in Greece?
I was Athinaikos.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't pronounce it. Yeah,
I was over there.
They love
and
you.
Shout out to God. He's been blessing me, and shout out to my mom and dad. They the reason why I'm everything that I am. So I'm just grateful to be here. I appreciate y'all for reaching out. So thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you for coming on.
Oh, no problem.
And if you have any, you got any websites, Instagram, social media, or anything as far as camps or anything you want to shout out?
All I have, I got to get up on that. All I have is Facebook and Twitter because I will be having still my fifth annual camp this year. I'm just trying to get some stuff organized. I'll be having my first basketball league as well. So I'm getting some stuff together. And I have my first basketball tournament July 18th and 19th.
And you giving back. Thank you.
That's the goal.
Giving back.
Listen,
you got to.
That's what we're here to do is keep giving back. That's the goal. Like if you can't help somebody, then at the least don't hurt them. That's how
exactly.
Man,
keep giving back. That's the goal.
Definitely, man.
Well, what are the ages of the basketball camp? I'm sorry.
My basketball camp is ages 8 to 17.
Okay.
Ages 8 to 17. It'll be my 5th year, and each year has been I think I had over 100 kids last year. It's only a 2-day camp, and like I said, I got my tournament, my first year tournament, and I got my first year league hopefully coming up. So I've been working, I'm grinding, and then, like y'all said, the goal is to give back. If you're able to give back, you're supposed to. Even if you can't, give what you can.
Yes, sir.
And that's a fact, man. That's a fact. We definitely appreciate you, Brandy.
I appreciate y'all too. Thank you.
Definitely many blessings to you, man. And we hope to have you
Same
back
here.
again sometime here on the round.
Whenever you need me, I'm here.
Definitely. Appreciate that.
Y'all take care and y'all be safe, okay?
All right,
Thank you.
you
Do
too.
the same.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Shout out to Miss Brandy Hoskins. It was great. We got another very special guest with us with the Around the Henny crew, Shakyla Hill, Miss Quadruple Double herself, with her latest one coming earlier this year with the stat line. Brace yourself. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 11 steals. I'm talking about Around the Henny exclusive right here.
Open!
Miss Shakyla Hill.
Solid. Hey, Miss Hill.
How's it going, Miss Hill?
Hi.
Welcome to Around the Henny.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you for joining us, Shakyla.
Yes, how you feeling?
I'm good. I've been sitting outside and it feels good, so I feel really good right now.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's a vibe. Okay.
I must say we're honored.
Yes.
Here on Around the Henny to have Miss Quadruple Double Queen.
Yes.
Hey.
Baller.
Hey.
And thank you for rescheduling because I definitely last week I was totally off schedule, and then when I ended up I think one of you guys DM me, and when I saw the DM, I was like, oh, I messed up. I messed
It's all
up.
good.
It's all good.
Hey,
It's all good.
it actually worked out because this week we're doing a salute to women, Black women in sports. So it worked out.
That's great. That's great. Definitely.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, you definitely, been grinding. You've been grinding. Obviously, went hard at Grambling. Went crazy. How was it like having that success and having like, people like LeBron James and ESPN and like just being like a national sensation from your hard work? Like, how was that?
Wait, I have a question. Do you have on a Cavs hat? Like, are you from there?
Yes, we all are from Ohio.
Yes,
Wait,
we are.
Are
Yeah.
y'all LeBron fans or are y'all?
Yes, I got every pair of shoe LeBron ever made.
Okay.
Every pair. Every pair.
He do.
Before we went forward with this, I had to make sure.
Every pair.
Um,
Every pair. Like,
I rock
was
with LeBron.
great. Being for one from a Black school, being a Black girl from a Black school, I think it meant, a little bit more to me. I always harp on, Black kids going to HBCUs, being around your people, representing your people, playing for your people. And so for me, being at Grambling at a HBCU and having all that happen and, gaining all that success definitely meant a little bit more to me just because of what I was representing and where I was coming from.
That's awesome coming from you because my oldest niece attends Alabama A&M as of right now, HBCU, and I'm very proud of her for choosing that school.
Also in the swag.
But yeah, what I read, Shakyla, is that you originally wanted to go to school to be a lawyer.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
How did you change courses? What made you say, okay, I'm gonna put the books down and pick the basketball up?
Okay, so I really didn't have a choice. I actually applied for the presidential scholarship, which I did not get. Grambling gave me a scholarship where I would still have to pay for books. And if you know how much books cost, you still might as well pay for school.
Exactly.
So,
Trust me.
They were also like after that, they offered me a basketball scholarship. So I'm like, okay, this is a way for me to pay for school and still be able to, go for free and do what I want to do. But basketball was not my dream. It was not something I wanted to use it to go to school, but I definitely did not want to make a career out of it. And it just kind of happened that way.
Oh, that's solid. That's solid.
Okay.
Well, it worked for you. It worked.
Right.
Yeah. Miss Shakyla, it's rumors around you have a book coming out, and if so, can you tell us a little bit about it?
So I'm writing a book. Actually, my agent is helping me out with it. I feel like me as a Black woman, I experienced a lot in college. And I mean, I don't know if you guys went to college, but
Yes.
college is a time where you find out a lot about yourself. You go through most of your trials and tribulations as walking into adulthood. And so I feel like there's a lot of things that people don't know, that I experienced, or people think that I didn't go through because of this name and this so-called platform that I have. So it's definitely about me telling my story and helping other people out who experience the same things and feel like, they can't get through or push through to be able to gain success.
Solid. I think the Central State University, another HBCU, is in the NAIA. And shout out to HBCUs because I love learning about my history because that's something that they don't teach us in regular school.
Definitely.
And I rock my HBCU all day.
That was probably my biggest thing about, learning about my people. I grew up on the Air Force Base. So if you know anything about military kids, they don't really teach you that much about Black history. They teach you about American history, not that much about necessarily Black history. And so me going to college, I was exposed to so much and I learned so much because I wasn't exposed to that, as a child. So I definitely appreciate my HBCU more than anything.
Nah, that's facts.
What your family been doing right now to occupy your time, being locked down with the quarantine and everything? Coming up with any creative games at home?
No. So actually, I'm Right now I'm in Minnesota. My dad lives in Minnesota, and I have a 4-year-old little sister and a 1-year-old little sister. So this past week, that's when I told y'all Father's Day, I actually came up here. And I'm actually leaving soon. But yeah, I've been up here. But as far as like being on a break, I've been on a break. This is like my first time as a, you know, a basketball player, as a person, you know, that I've had a break. So I've taken this to full advantage. But I start working back out July 1st. So, you know, I'm going to enjoy my last couple of days.
Facts. And like, you know, how was that transition going from, you know, playing from an HBCU to going all the way and playing over in Serbia, you know, in a whole new environment? Like, how was that transition?
It was terrible. It was terrible. You know, coming from, you know, my black school with my black friends and my black, you know, culture and black everything, to, you know, getting up and packing up where there's nothing but white people. And I don't necessarily know if you would call them white people, but Serbians who are white, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who speak a different language, eat different foods, you know, they do everything differently. Their buildings are different, their roads are different, their cars. You know, it was definitely a difficult transition. When I first got there, maybe my first 2 months, my first month I cried every day, but my first 2 months were just, you know, terrible for me. And I'm a picky eater. I eat terrible.
Me too.
So getting over there, it was like, y'all eat what for breakfast? Y'all eat cheese? Like it wasn't for me. And so
like where them greens
yeah, no, for real. It took me a long time to mentally adjust and like mentally adapt to it. But once I got it, I was rolling. But at first it was like a terrible transition. Might have been my first week. My house wasn't ready. They had me staying at a hotel, like, you know, and I was away from my teammates, away from, you know, everybody. And, you know, you just by yourself, and that's when you get to just think. And I'm just like, yeah, this is not for me. This is not for me. I probably called my mom like every day, like, yeah, I think it's time for me to come home. It is time.
Got to get that money though.
Fact. That's the only thing that kept me there.
I hear you say you have a military background, active military. Right here, my picture's in the back. But my question is, how powerful or moving was the memorials and the gravesite, the makeshift grave sites in which you visited earlier this week? Because I mean, it touched me as I was watching your story and things like that. But I'm like, man, it has to be surreal in order to be there, in order to really feel it.
So for one, I'm very emotional. I'm like a crybaby.
Are you a Pisces?
No, I'm a Sagittarius, but I'm still emotional. I'm very emotional. So for me, it was like overwhelming. And I went with my dad, my stepmom, and my little sisters. And I feel like really the only thing that kept me above water was my little sister. She's 4. Yeah. And she doesn't really know, like, I don't know if you heard in one of the videos with the grave site. She's talking like, Sissy, why did they leave stuff out here? It's not like they can eat it. And it's just like, okay, now I'm like, you know, I'm back in, you know, but like being there was definitely surreal. You know, you're actually, you know, they actually have it open, the spot where he actually died. You know, somebody actually outlined his body and it has like, you know, wings on it. It's a lot. And for me, you know, seeing that stuff like this happen so often, and then right after that, going to the grave sites and there's names that you've never even heard of, you know, being killed at the hands of police. It was definitely an overwhelming feeling for me, definitely.
That's solid. That's solid, man. I can feel it from the presence and an encapsulation of what you called it. I'm like, man, it's like going to a plantation or something for the first time.
No,
seriously. And like, wow.
It was a lot. It was definitely a lot. And then they have like they have the store still, that like everything is still there as far as, you know, what happened when he was there. But everything around that neighborhood, there's so many things burnt down. There's so many things that have graffiti that are broken into. You know, like when Minneapolis rioted, they definitely, like, you know, they showed out. Everything within blocks of there is
R.I.P. George Floyd.
Facts. Definitely.
Straight up. Well, you know, on a lighter note, you know, what is something that you think could be done, you know, because obviously women's sports, you know, it doesn't get a lot of its just due. Obviously, you know, a lot of times we talk about the pay disparity with, you know, WNBA players versus NBA players. What do you think could be done to make women's basketball more marketable or lucrative, if anything?
I definitely feel like, you know, the people that are in positions to make the change, definitely need to make the change. Like, you know, there's a lot of women in power that don't necessarily acknowledge women's sports. I don't know if it's because they think it's not marketable or I have no idea. But, you know, just speaking up about certain things, you know, will just get it so much attention. Like recently, this is totally not on the basketball subject, but it's on the subject of, you know, people in power, so-called celebrities. Ariana Grande, you know, they're supposedly canceling Starbucks for supporting Trump. She posted this coffee shop on her Instagram or whatever, and within 30 minutes, they had like 150 customers within 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
If you have people in power, you know, like representing, you know, women and, you know, speaking up on things that are injustices to women as far as pay, as far as not getting as much TV time, then, you know, people have no choice but to pay attention. If you're constantly seeing it on your timeline or your feed, you know, support women's basketball, support women's soccer, you know, then people have no choice but to pay attention. But I definitely think it starts with, you know, influencers, it starts with people in power, and it definitely starts with women in power that can say something about it.
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's solid. And you said a lot right now. And it's, you know, it's applying pressure because you got to look at yourself in the mirror as a female who has influence. Like, all right, let me see if I can help this brand build, because I am an avid watcher of the WNBA and all women's sports. I got 3 daughters. So I'm really, you know, I try to put that into like, y'all can do it all. You know, you guys can do it all. And, you know, it's a personal question and, you know, just a motivational question, but what keeps you motivated and applying pressure on yourself?
Definitely my little sisters and my little brother. Actually, last summer, when the draft or whatever went on, I actually thought I was going to be drafted. So, you know, that didn't happen. Yeah, and I thought I was going to get picked up after.
Nice.
So that didn't happen. So I went through a spell of, okay, it's actually right. I went through a spell of like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm giving up. Like, this is not what I want to do. So my little brother, I think, you know, I'm biased, but he's like a basketball star. Coming out of high school, he was a phenom. He played, like, you know, varsity from his 9th grade year. He ended up going to Cleveland State, which is still a D1 school, but it's not like a high major, you know, what we thought he deserved.
Norris Cole. Shout out Norris Cole.
Yeah, definitely. He went to Cleveland.
Norris Cole,
Nice.
So he actually pushed through that, like, you know, persevered, and he decided he wanted to transfer. Now he's at the University of Florida. And when he transferred, you know, it made me think, like, you know, you're giving up and your little brother, you know, pushed through all of that. And, you know, Cleveland was nice and it was very cold, but they were not, you know, representative of his talent. You know, they didn't represent all that he could do. And he still went there and put up numbers and then ended up being somewhere that he actually wanted to be. So that definitely made me like, you know, okay, your little brother can do this. You can step up to the plate and keep going. And then I know my little sisters are watching me, especially the 4-year-old. She's always like, you know, why aren't you working out? Why aren't you doing this? So I know I got to make sure I stay on my toes.
Yes, that's solid.
Jay?
Yeah, so Shakyla, just to switch gears a little bit, what you banging right now? What you listening to in your headphones right now?
Okay, so I brought up Ariana Grande because that's my girl. But right now I'm on this new Tiana Taylor, Kalani's not as new, and like Wale, that's like one of my favorite rappers. Just dropped the EP, so I'm definitely on those.
I must say that Tiana Taylor, I've been banging it for the last 3 days.
Tiana Taylor,
matter of fact, when y'all called, I was listening to music. I was listening to her. That's all I listened to.
Which song off the album you was listening to?
I think at that moment, let me look because I don't want to tell no stories. Concrete, but I got it on, like, you know, when it's
Concrete Cop. But I must say, you must listen to Kill 'Em.
Let me see.
Go in on it.
Album?
She go in on it.
I gotta listen. I got it on shuffle though. It be playing all through the day. Okay, wait, it's raining.
Oh yeah.
Abort.
Not for real.
Good old Minnesota.
I'm on a interview. Okay.
Facts. Around the Henny exclusive, Shakyla Hill. You already know. Yeah, so definitely, man. Like, we definitely, you know, rocking with your campaign. What do you know, what is your plan? Okay.
Because you talk a lot. Ooh, it's okay, I'm okay.
Shakyla, I want to know about that merch you got, man. I need some of that merchandise. How do I go about getting some of that?
Okay, can y'all see me?
It's calming down. It's calming down.
Yeah, it's calming.
You said it's calming down?
Yeah, because it was blurry a little bit.
Boy, he said it like the computer human though.
Yeah, like what? It's calming down.
Like it's calming
Yeah,
down.
I know.
What?
Is it still blurry?
Yeah. That Wi-Fi just got to shake back real quick. You in there?
Yeah, you in there now.
Okay,
Yeah.
my merch, I'm actually sold out, so I'm not gonna tell y'all to go order
That's
anything.
a good thing. That's a good thing.
And
Yeah.
I definitely I've realized that, you know, being a business owner is definitely harder than what it looks like. You know, you can post on social media, you could be like, go cop this, but when people cop something, they actually want it. So you got
Yes.
and then, you know, I feel like I got a life outside of it. So I definitely need to tighten up on that, but I'm actually sold out right now.
That's solid.
Definitely. Once you get some back in, man, we'd love to support. Maybe we can bring you back on and, you know, do a special on what you got going on. We would love that. You know, friend of around the Henny.
Yes.
Yeah, side note, we definitely need to take a shot, you know, for Shakyla, you know, saluting Black women in sports. You know what I'm saying?
I need that merchandise ASAP. Like, get that.
Yeah.
Those t-shirts.
Let me try to rip back in a little bit. What you have a hidden talent that don't nobody know about besides your family? Do you have a hidden talent?
No, I'm not talented.
Draining threes in people's face.
I'm not like I can't sing, I can't draw, I can't do anything like
you can hoop. Hey,
yeah, that's what I
hey. You can hoop. You know
player of the year. Like that
WAC tournament MVP. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I can do. That's my talent. That's why, you know, I'm coming with the foundation or whatever that I'm working on right now.
Oh, definitely gonna support that.
Yeah, and like who? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, who would you say your game is most similar to, if anybody, you know, in, current or past?
Well, okay, I like to think I'm like LeBron because
okay.
I'm like, you know, a leader, and you know he does everything. But if you like, you know, you really put it, I'm really like Russell Westbrook. Like, you know, if you put it on paper, it's like Russell Westbrook. But I like to think I'm like LeBron because, you know, LeBron, he rebounds, he's the point guard, he assists, he does everything necessary on the court, and he's a leader. And I feel like that's me. But when you see me play, it's like, oh, she's like Russell Westbrook, definitely.
A floor general.
Did you have a favorite like matchup? A person that, like, you know, y'all really had a
girl,
showdown?
She went to Texas Southern. Her name was Joyce.
TSU.
Yeah. And she actually, my junior year, you know, it was like that's when I got my first quadruple double. I was kind of like everywhere, and we were like neck and neck. So she actually got Player of the Year or whatever, and
snubbed you.
Yeah, facts. And so then we ended up playing, like, you know, in the semifinals for the SWAC tournament or whatever. No, she didn't play.
Oh.
Yeah, she like disappeared. Like everybody saw her. Like they announced it actually maybe a couple of days before that. And so you know, everybody was talking about it, like, you know, we're gonna play each other, blah blah blah. And she, you know, with her team, she warmed up, or no, she didn't warm up. She did like the practice the day before.
She didn't want the smoke. She didn't want the smoke.
She knew Russ was coming at her.
She knew.
Come on now. She know I'm about to drop 30 on you real quick.
Over with.
Was that the year you earned Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year?
No, see, that was the next year. That's when I had to make sure, you know, y'all ain't got no choice but to give me that.
Yes.
Exactly.
At the tournament MVP because they SWAC knew they owed me, so I went ahead.
Dude, how do you feel about FAMU trying to come to the SWAC?
I definitely think that's a great thing. I'm kind of upset that they did it after I left because, you know, I think that Florida trip gonna be lit. So
yeah,
it's kind of disappointing that they did it after I left, but I think that is a great thing. I think the SWAC is actually about to become like, you know, the powerhouse of, you know, HBCU sports. So I'm definitely ready to see, you know, how the new commissioner, how he plays it out, and, you know, how it plays out as far as football, the bands, and basketball.
Yes, because I played in a band. and we played the Atlanta Classic. We did the Circuit City Classic and all this other stuff. We seen FAM, we seen Bethune, we seen Alabama, Grambling, and all that. So I'm like, ooh, those football games are about to be stupid every week with FAMU coming too.
And they finna, the halftime shows. I'm a big fan, and a very big advocate for the band because our band used to practice. We used to get up for practice at 6 o'clock. Band used to be up.
Already out there.
Yeah, we used to
already
be
out there.
Get out of class. Used to be like 5 or 6 o'clock. They used to stay out there till 10. So I'm definitely the band is definitely the hardest working people on the campus. I don't care what nobody says.
I'm telling people that all the time.
Yeah, sports try to take credit for that. It's definitely the band at a HBCU, and so I'm definitely ready to see that. Hopefully, I can catch some games, a lot of games. Actually.
And after 10, we go to sectional, so we don't get done about 2 in the morning. Like for real, I promise you. I promise you.
Don't leave that out.
Yeah,
right.
Like yeah.
So Shakyla, you earned the nickname the Big Dog. Like, was that from just the hustle, the grittiness, you going hard on your Westbrook?
Yeah.
I think it more so came from me being a young in my, freshman year. I ended up starting towards the end of the year. Beginning, I didn't play. And then my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I was captain of the team. So I think it more so came from, accepting. It was at first a joke by the older people, because I was so young. Like, you think you're the big dog, which I was. So, and then it kind of, took its own thing because, at that point, from my sophomore year, freshman year, I kept improving. So, it kind of just stuck after being like, a joke, being the youngest one to being like, the oldest one and being a leader.
Okay.
Solid. Nah, that's solid. So, do you have any aspirations of maybe coaching any day or being maybe like a sportscaster or anything like that, or you just kind of like no?
I don't. For one, I don't feel like I'm professional enough to be a sportscaster. I cuss. I say a lot of crazy stuff. So I don't feel like I can be on TV. I need to be on Black people TV. I can't be on like the world TV. But
get you on Revolt. We'll get you a show.
Yeah.
Hey, you come on and host, co-host around the Henny sometime. Maybe
I can't be on regular TV. But as far as coaching, I have a lot of stuff in place for stuff I want to do this summer. But Corona happened and COVID. Yeah. So next summer,
shambles.
Starting my own AAU team and my own AAU teams, multiple. So
nice.
Goes how I want it to go. All the advice that I've been getting has definitely been negative. They say you're just putting money out. But I don't really. The money aspect is not the thing. I'm trying to.
It's the purpose. It's all about the purpose. Yeah, your purpose far exceeds.
And I know my foundation that I'm trying to start, it's completely unrelated to sports. It's about, your next scientists, your musicians, your next artists, things like that. So I definitely want to, me being a basketball player, I do want to dedicate a part of my life to basketball. So yeah, definitely want to become a coach. But for kids, I don't think college kids or, high school kids, I don't think that's my calling right now. I got to get a little older.
Yeah, that's solid because, hey, every great leader is a good cusser. Malcolm X was a cusser. Everybody was a cusser. I'm trying to tell you. I think Jesus said a couple expletives. Come on now.
My first coach, who I feel like, built me up to be like the player that I am, she was a terrible cusser. Like, I remember my first day at like Grambling with my first week, we went to the track. So, coming from high school, it was summertime. So coming from high school to college is a totally different experience for an athlete. It's a different work ethic. It's a different everything. So we went to the track. I almost died. Like, legit almost died. Like, had a panic attack. Like, I literally had a panic attack. So they told me I didn't have to run the next time, but I didn't go to treatment. And she was in my face like, who the F do you think you are, mother effer? I have another one of you tomorrow. Like, on some crazy. Yo, I just met you. Like,
like hold on, like, hold what you got.
Like, she was going off. Like, you think you the S word? You ain't S, like, on some crazy stuff. But I mean, it built me up. It definitely built me up. She definitely broke me down from the player that I, thought I was.
Oh, you can cuss on here. This around.
Yeah, you can cuss on here.
Let them shit.
Cut your shit. Let them things go.
Hey, facts.
She was definitely, going in on me. But like I said, I feel like that built me up to become the player that I am. And that's why I'm so open to criticism, because she didn't care if you was open to it or not. She just let it go. Like, she let it go.
Well, I call you the GOAT, because ain't nobody did what you done in on any level of college basketball or any level of women's basketball. Come on now. Ain't nobody, I mean, when they say I'm putting on for my city, that Jeezy song, that should be what you have in your headphone. I put on for my city because I'm putting it on for my city.
That's big.
Before we let you get up out of here, I got a couple quick hitters for you.
Okay.
And I think I know the answer to the first one. Who's your NBA GOAT?
LeBron.
All time. Thank you. Same here. Tacos or burgers?
Tacos.
What's one thing you can't live without?
What's one thing I can't live without?
Cussing.
Like family. Seems like your family.
Yeah. No, that's one thing, but no.
But that's like a no-brainer, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah. What is it? Sonic slushies?
Yeah, thanks.
I never had that.
Right.
Wait. You never had a Sonic slush?
I don't eat fast food.
You missing out.
It's the workout guru.
Yeah, I know. I don't eat fast food. But I'm gonna try it. And I'm gonna tag you in my photo when I got you. And I'm gonna go get me one. Do you sleep with the fan on or off?
Fan on.
Yes, Lord. What
about not like that fan sleep?
Yeah, none. Last question. Does pineapple go on pizza?
No.
What? Man, that is fire. Pineapple pepperoni pizza.
No, pineapple
fire.
So wait, you eat the pineapple? Like, does the juice not get on the pizza?
It's perfect. It should be.
It's perfect. I'm trying to tell you.
They should put this on top, son. It's that good. Like
it's nice. It's nice.
And try it. Order you a pepperoni and pineapple.
Try it for me. I'm gonna try Sonic slushy.
It's gonna change your life.
Just put one slice up in there with pineapple.
It's like a little bitty pineapple.
the little slices of pineapple, not the circle.
It is.
I love it.
You got like juice coming out of it, and pineapple juice when you bite into it, that don't sound it. I'm not for that. I barely even. Yeah, I mean, I eat pizza, but like I don't like cheese like that. So cheese and pineapples, I'm not feeling it.
It's fire though. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's nice.
That's fire. Well, Shakyla, we definitely enjoyed talking with you. We definitely appreciate you and all you've done.
Yes.
Not just for your community, but for the Black women all around the world and everything, and all your accomplishments. And we appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. And hopefully we can have you back on sometime in the near future. Once Corona, get up through and you can kind of get back to the season. Maybe we can get you on here sometime during the season.
Okay, when I sign my contract, I'll let y'all know, and then if y'all let me, I'll announce it on here where I'm going.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid.
Hey, we gonna hold you to that. That's facts.
Definitely.
Man. And
this is really cool. I realize all y'all got a Hennessy bottle in the background.
Yes.
Henny, baby.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me. This is like the first time being on a all black show, so this.
Wow. Yeah. It's black owned. Black owned.
Black owned. Shout out to the All Exclusive Network, www.allexclusivenetwork.com. Shakyla, once you get your merch up, do you want to give your website now or you want to wait?
My website is www.shakylaHillofficial.com. That's SHAKYLA Hill. I mean, that's obvious.com. And I got merch. I got videos of myself. I got information, anything you need, I got that all on the site.
And some goats.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure, Shakyla. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Shakyla. Definitely. Thank you.
Yes, and be blessed, and we'll talk soon, all right?
Definitely.
All right, bye.
All right,
bye. Hey, man, shout out to Shakyla Hill and Brandy Hoskins.
Yes.
For coming through the show today. Take a shot for those ladies.
Take it.
We appreciate y'all joining us this week for our salute to Black women in sports. That does it for us this week on Around the Henny. I'm Y.I. Mogul. It's Eddie Law. It's Terrence J. It's the All Exclusive Network. Around the Henny. Let's go.
Yes, Lord.